Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Got another one. All right, we're going to talk about some some new secret sauce. Get you ready for being a developer and leveling up your career. As I get ready here, thanks for joining. And everyone, remember, I'm on 3 platforms. Now, I got to stop doing this. Like, I always have this pencil in my hand. I can't help it. Uh, so 3 platforms, right? We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and LinkedIn, right? If you're joining via YouTube, then leave comments in there, checking out that live stream, and I'd love to get your feedback there. If you're looking at this in LinkedIn, you can see that there are a couple of posts in there, and you can just comment in those posts. I'll be checking those out as well. If you're on Facebook, definitely leave your comments there. Check you out there as well. And if you are on the Zoom call, then I'm gonna check that too. All right. So goal is wherever you feel comfortable at, I'm gonna get you there. All right. Cool. Just make sure we are good to roll. That everybody's doing. Ooh, nice. All right. Let's get started. All right. So today's focus is going to be all about productivity and efficiency as a developer. Now, I say as a developer, but really, this will work for anybody. You could be a nursing student, or you could be a nurse. You can be a business person. You can be an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur. Productivity and efficiency works across the board for everyone, right? This isn't limited to just developers, but I gotta take care of my people too. Uh, so, what's really important is as you grow as a person, you want to become more productive. Period. Right? Increasing your productivity will increase your efficiency. And by doing that, we get to start doing less work and having a higher impact. Right? Those days, and I was talking to somebody, you know, we were always taught, especially in New York, right? In New York, you got that New York hustle, right? If you ever go to Times Square, it really never, ever, ever gets quiet in that place. And we're taught that New York hustle to constantly keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. We've all heard, I'll sleep when I die, right? It's like this whole mentality of you got to work hard, 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 hard. Not okay. It's all about working smart and working efficient, all right? If you can do all the work you do today for 20 hours instead of 40 hours, would you like that? Would you like to have an extra 20 hours to do something other than what you're normally doing? That's the kind of gains that you get for being productive. Now, the extra 20 hours, you don't have to then add more work and try to double down and do more, but it just gives you options, right? When you're more productive and more efficient, you can get things done in less time. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Cool. So, the first item on the list, that's actually a segue, is to have a list. Right? You want to make sure that whatever you're doing, you have a list. Not a long list. I'm not talking about the to don't list, where you're just like, I'm going to eventually get to it. No, I'm talking about 3 to 7 items. Don't go above 7. Right? Keep it short. You don't want a to don't list and then you start just thinking about that list. You're like, man, I got 60 items on that. Nobody's gonna want to do a list that has 60 items. Right? It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be too daunting. You're gonna create a new list that's gonna be about shortening that original list. All right. So keep the list short. Keep it to 3 to 7 items on your list and have a priority mark for each. Right? Having a priority mark will let you know what's the most important item that you should be working on. Right? If you're an entrepreneur, you may think that the most important thing for you to do right now is to check your emails. Probably not. There's probably way more important things for you to do right now than checking your emails, right? Are you prospecting? Are you marketing? Are you going to an event? Are you prepping for something? You have white papers coming in. Uh, you know, if you're not driving the needle to push for work and move your business forward, you're probably doing something that you can offshoot to somebody else, right? Your emails, I know it can be personal. You want to check them yourself, but there are things that you can push off to somebody else so that you can focus on the most important task for your business. If you're an entrepreneur, which if you don't know the difference, right? An entrepreneur is somebody who has a business and is building their business. An entrepreneur has the same skills as an entrepreneur, but they're inside of somebody else's business. And those people are key. Those people are key. Let me tell you something. You find yourself a good, strong entrepreneur is just as good as a good, strong entrepreneur. All right. So an entrepreneur is somebody who will recognize that they can do everything on their own. They really can, but they know that the three most important things for them to be doing is what they should be doing. Everything else needs to go to someone else. You have to be able to disperse your workload to other people. Now, that's in the case of an entrepreneur. But if you're just a single person or a professional, you want to still have that list and be able to knock those 3 to 7 things down. That's it, 3 to 7, nothing more. All right. Keep your priorities high, medium, and low. No, nothing in between there. Okay. Uh, it depends on your school of thought. You can either do the highest and most important priority item first, or you can do the lowest if you just want to get things done. I like to mix them. Go for the highest priority first, right? But if you feel like you're starting to tank a little bit, you're getting a little tired, or you're getting overwhelmed, knock out an easy one. Just getting something done and be able to check something off. It just sends a level of endorphins into your body where your body is going to react to it, and then it's going to help you get over the hump for the other ones. All right, 3 to 7. Right, keep it to that. Make sure you have a priority list and that you label them so you know what you're working on next. All right, next, focus in small intervals. Right, I had to hit the high note because this is an important one, right? You got to focus in small intervals. Don't work 8 hours straight focused. Oh my goodness. For 8 hours, no, nope, don't do it. You shouldn't be working in a high intense uh, any manner, whether it's a physical labor or a mental labor. You should not be doing it for more than an hour and a half to 2 hours. If you don't take a break, even if it's a small 5 to 15 minute break, your body and your brain will thank you. When you work out and you go to a gym, right? If you work out for 2 hours straight, lifting weights, lifting weights, lifting weights, you're gonna walk out of the gym like, I can't move my arm. That's if you're working out. I mean, pushing yourself, right? You're not gonna be able to function. And then later on, your body is going to take a longer time to recover. And that's why it's good after a strong workout, you go stretch afterwards, right? That stretching is also lengthening your muscles because a long muscle is a strong muscle, right? Uh, it's important for your muscles to stretch, but that stretch period is a rest period, right? You're giving your body some rest, but you're also just allowing it to relax itself. And that's what the stretching is doing. And that's what you need to do with your day. You need to be able to relax and you need to be able to focus, but only focus for a short amount of time because your brain is going to overload, right? And once it overloads, it's going to start clocking at that level and then it's just going to tank from there, right? So having the ability to just take a 5, 10, 15-minute walk, get up, get off of your, get out of your desk, get out of that working environment. If you can, the best thing you can do for yourself as humans, there are studies that have been done on this. Being in nature is so beneficial to your mental health as a human. Okay. If you can and you have something, 5 to 15 minutes to be able to go into a garden, go into to see greenery, see trees, it'll make such a profound difference on your mental state. Humans, we were made to be outside. We were made to be in cubicles all day long, which is why even the organizations that are, really cubicle based and they don't have all the rooms, with the big windows and lighting, they bring in special plants to be able to still bring that feel to you. You look at Facebook, Google. I've been in Google's offices in New York City. They have all of these plants that are specially made for indoors that clean the air, but also mimic being outside, because when you're not, they need you to still be. I mean, you gotta be productive, right? Let's, we're just gonna be honest. They want you to be productive too, so they're trying to bring that inside. But I'm telling you, even with that, still try to make it outside, right? I want you to be productive. I want your mental state, right? Let's talk about mental health and mental mindset, right? We need to bring those into the forefront and understand that working hard is not working smart, right? So focus, give yourself a chance to relax, 5 to 15 minute intervals, and try to stay focused. And when I say focus, I mean internet be gone, phone be gone. I mean that kind of focus when you're just trying to do one particular task. Don't multitask, okay? Well, if you're a woman, you can probably multitask. Bias, I know, but it's the truth. You tell me to multitask, we got a problem. I try, I really do try, but it seems like women in general just have a better propensity for multitasking. I mean, it is what it is. But still, for anyone, all jokes aside, it's really important for you to be able to focus on one thing, one task, get it done. Right? Let's check out our comments and make sure that we got everybody covered. Cool. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them on anywhere you see this post. You could be it on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Just drop a comment. Awesome. All right. So the next item I want to talk about, because being productive means actually getting things done. Getting things done means not being distracted. All right. You want to be able to focus, right? We already talked about your priority list, right? So you got number 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're gonna focus, right? So the next 2 hours, you're gonna focus on just one task, number one. But then you got the internet on, right? You got Facebook on. You have there's no way you can go on most of these. Twitter, any of these social media platforms, IG, TikTok. I mean, no matter what you're doing, if you have multiple items up, it's going to start distracting you. And that time that you were supposed to be focusing is going to start becoming defocused. It's going to become noisy. You're gonna have a lot of things around you. You're gonna have, the distraction of people talking. You're gonna have the distraction of you being on various sites. You have the distractions of phones, tablets, watches. I mean, there's so many ways to get distracted, and it keeps you from having that focused time that we spoke about earlier. That focused time is going to allow you to be able to get things done. But if you have distractions, it's going to start stretching that focus time. So what should have been 20, 30 minutes now has become an hour, right? Now it's become 2 hours. And now you're almost thinking, oh, yeah, it's time for my break. We're good. But you didn't do anything. Like you've been distracted for almost an hour and a half, just moving around, touching things, talking to people, doing things, and sometimes you can't avoid it. You can't. Sometimes it's just people have questions. You have meetings that are happening. There are other things that are going on, but you can limit the distractions, right? Something that we like to do personally is let's group all of our meetings together in blocks. So if we're going to do meetings, we're going to do all meetings in the morning, evenings, or afternoons, whatever it is. But we're going to block them. So it allows developers, allows people to just have focus and uninterrupted time. Something else we have is this uninterrupted time, right? Where no go. Don't ask me nothing. Don't do anything. Don't come to my desk. Don't text me. No slacking. Nada. Like, don't even email me because that's going to be a distraction, right? And it's something that when advising CTOs and leads about building teams and the right way to do it, instilling that, right? Cultural ad, right? A cultural ad, make that a normal for your organization. That's what I tell, when I'm advising, some of the leads. And it's the same thing that I'm telling you, right? You just take it. Instead of waiting for it to be given, take it. Take back your time. Take back your your focus. Take back your priority list by limiting the distractions. Right. I like to have my phone, which, by the way, the only reason why I know my my ringtone is because I be vibing to it. I got that fine fancy, so like da, 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 and I'm like, ooh, bring back to the old days. Well, new days now that the new Final Fantasy 7 is coming out. Uh, yes, I love games. Sidebar. But that's the only reason why I know my ringer. For the most part, my phone is almost off all the time, and I make it a habit to put it on do not disturb mode, right? Because there are some times where phone calls, I don't want the phone calls to come in. I don't want messages to come in. I don't want any blimps, because I don't know about you, but those lights almost seem perfect for distraction. It's like one, two. It's like I can't take it anymore. So I don't. I put on, just on all the devices, do not disturb, and I make it a habit of doing that. So I get my focus time to just work, and then I take my time off. Right. I take my 5 to 15 minutes. I go for a walk. I try to see if I can see greenery, or even just getting out and away from the environment. Allow your brain to focus on nothing and everything at the same time, right? We want your brain to just allow itself to just flow, right? That's when you're at your highest, right? When you allow your brain just to flow. You don't want to constantly restrict it and put pressure on it, right? Something maybe, if you're interested in, I can definitely give a workshop on how to de-escalate pressure, right, and be able to function at a higher level while still decreasing the pressure. Because there's a lot of things that we were told that not so good for pressure, right? Like last minute studying for things. So yes, limit your distractions, right? We covered 3 really important items today for being a more productive and more efficient developer or person or professional in general, right? And the first one is have a priority list, and make sure that your priority list is labeled from high, medium to low. Know what's on your list and what's coming up, so that you can attack them and get them done, one at a time. And then being able to check them off, right? Get those endorphins running, right? It's not tricking your body, it's feeding your body, right? Next, we talk about focusing on in small intervals. Stay focused, get those blinders on, do not disturb, do them in short bursts, an hour and a half, 2 hours, take 5 to 15 minutes off, walk around, breathe, get water, talk, whatever it is, do something else beyond working. It'll help your brain start to recover much faster. And because you're going to be de-stressing yourself, right? De-stressing, your body is going to start rolling into that intuition mode, right? That's when you're at your genius mode, right? Your genius mode kicks in when you're de-stressed. If you're running at high intervals all the time, you're not going to function, you know. And then, of course, limit distractions, right? Number 3, our big one, limit distractions. Make sure that you're not seeing, random phone calls, messages. Set your do not disturb on. Put your phone on airplane mode. Flip it upside down, right? We don't want that phone up, because that phone will get in the way, right? Help you stay productive. Now, there are tools out there that you can use to help, right? There's to-do list type. There are, like, GitHub has issues. We have Monday, right? You have Asana, you have Trello, you have wow, you can just use the notes application that comes with your phone, right? There are so many ways for you to create a task list where you can prioritize things, and it could be in any fashion. Each one kind of has their own benefits. Each one has some more bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, you want to use excuse me, you want to use a tool that's going to help you, right? You don't want the tool to get in the way. So there's pen and paper. What? Right, we're gonna go back to journaling, the old days, right? So growing up, we had this place called Wolfson, right? Liquidators. Boy, that was it. You could get journals for days. They had like an aisle that was kind of like the school destruction zone. It was like where you went for everything school, and it was always a mayhem for whatever reason throughout the whole year. But yeah, you can journal. You can do different things. Use pen and paper, drawing pads, whatever you need, notepads. Stick-it notes are awesome. They're very, very, very good. All right. Just find ways to limit your distractions, get things down on paper, and be able to check them off. Give your body the strength and the reward it needs to reward you. All right. Our bodies are amazing. They work in intervals that we don't even know yet. We haven't even mastered yet. But when you give your body, you take care of your body, it will take care of you. Cool. Let's check what we got going on. Boy, I be getting these songs stuck in my head early. So yeah, any questions that you have, please drop a note. Drop a note. This is, of course, this is our 5-day workshop series. So level up your career, and I definitely will have 3 more really high impactful workshops for you to help you level up your career. Once again, this is mostly for developers because those are my people, right? Developers, designers, techies. We're all in here. Uh, and those of you that are new, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Taking a step to bettering yourself and making a more productive and healthy, person in general. This is obviously we do talk a lot about development stuff here, but also talk about how to build you up as a person in general as well, because that's more important than your career, right? Your career is very important, but you and your self growth is more important to me. And so that's why, I do this, is make sure that you grow and that you have the knowledge set and you have the exposure to information to help you grow as an individual that will then go into you growing as a professional. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. So what happens if you have a high intense job? Cool beans. All right. Look, if you have a high octane job that is absolutely totally stressful and you can't slow down. Wow. All right. In that case, there are a couple of things, right? If you are running and you're in a job where it's always stressful, right? I'm gonna give you a story. I was for a long time, for all of my career, I've had a design studio or development studio or an interactive agency, uh, my whole entire career, and so I'm used to dealing with everything from prospecting clients, proposals, RFPs from various organizations being brought in by advertising agencies. For a long time, we were white labels for advertising agencies. A lot of our clients called us the Navy SEALs of design and development, because we would come in at night, take care of all the problems, and poof, everything's good the next morning. Not healthy, right? We had that New York mentality was like, oh, hustle hard, hustle hard. And let me tell you something. There was a point in time, I remember, we had an event and we were at the beach, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like this New York hustle, working, the 95, 100 hours a week where you're constantly going and going, I would get to a point where it was just like, I couldn't physically and mentally relax. Like my brain was just so overdone. And I get up and I did it the next week. And then, it became a habit. So I had to actually break the habit, because of being a business owner. It's a little different. I can shift things. It has consequences, but shifts had to be made where we're not doing that work anymore. Or more importantly, now this goes into a little more of business negotiation and pricing and strategies, but we also brought up our price, right? By bringing up the price, we make more and we work less, right? You find a nice little balance so you don't have to work as much to get to those same, KPIs, right? Key performance indicators. And so that was a shift. Now, if you're on the opposite side, let's say you work with one of these agencies and you're in that position where you're constantly working all the time, you're constantly working, you got to think about your balance, right? Are you happy doing what you're doing? If you have an opportunity to change something, whether it's talking to the manager or having some PTO time where you do get a chance to relax, there are options hopefully for you to be able to relax a little bit. If you don't have that, and you're one of our developers, you got to be thinking about an exit strategy. And I don't say this lightly because it's not something that everybody could do, right? Depending on what region you're in, being in the Northeast region, there's a lot of clients, there's a lot of things happening. If you network enough and you have enough contacts, you can definitely do it up. But not everybody has that, right? So I'm being sensitive, like very, like truly when I tell you, if you have the opportunity and you're getting overstressed and you can verbalize that it's happening, have an exit plan if possible. If you don't, let's look for different ways that we could negotiate other ways that you can find yourself a little bit of reprieve, because it's important. Coming from someone who definitely, I love that New York hustle, but it's the wrong way to think, man. Work smart, not hard. You dig? Let's see what else we got. So I'm trying to keep these questions to make sure we can take care of everybody. Mm-hmm. So what happens if you become more productive at work? Or are they just going to give you more work? Probably. I'm going to be honest. Right? They're probably going to give you more work. But is that a bad thing though? Right? Finding a balance and being more productive and being able to be more efficient will also give you new opportunities for raises, new opportunities for you to prove what you can do, and give you the opportunity now to put your career in your hands, right? You don't want your career in somebody else's hands. So, is there a possibility that your productivity is going to lead to more work? There's definitely a possibility, right? But at the same time, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate, right? So negotiation is key, and everything's negotiable, right? Ask my daughter. Everything is negotiable, right? The other day, she taught me a negotiation lesson. She said, "Daddy, can I do this right?" Say it again. Can I do this? Yes. Now it almost sounds like just like broken English. No, no, that's not what she was doing. No, she told me exactly what she was telling me. She said, "Can I do this?" Yes. Right? Yes is what I'm telling you. Right? These kids have this like absolutely good. Everything is negotiated. Every single point. I don't want to do this, but I'll do this though. Yes. Right? She just throws that yes in the back of that that statement. It's not a question, right? Because she already gave you the answer. It's a statement. You get to say the word. That's her negotiation for me, right? It's you as my daddy get to say the word yes. Go ahead, say it now. Right? Negotiation, right? You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. So that's where that's at. Cool. Yeah, I got into yes. So yes, I'm Edithson Abelard, and I am one of the co-founders of DigiSpire Group, where we help our organizations build products and services to meet their business objectives. A lot of it is online, advert games. We do a lot of AR, VR work, as well as enterprise apps and strategy, right? Because that's the key to everything, right? Being able to strategize and help you out with emerging technology and machine learning and being able to grow your organization. And so that's what we do. And so that's where my core balance is. I do a lot of the emerging technology and a lot of group as well as individual sessions where we help organizations build their team up. And so what you're seeing here now with these videos is actually things that I've worked with organizations in-house, also online to help them level up. Because everybody, sometimes it's just good to have an outside source and have an expert come in to be able to help you grow and get your team to where they need to be. Because after a while, sometimes, it's good to have a fresh face and have somebody that has some kind of authority, or even just being an outside person come in and help your organization out. So I also have the Stack Bites podcast, right? And that's all about emerging technology strategies and how you can apply at a higher level, how you can apply strategies to build new businesses and services, products, services, SaaSes, all the good stuff. Yes. So that's what I do. All right, so we'll take one more question. Pop over to another platform, see what we got going on. Yeah, keep them coming, and even after the live, yeah, let's keep this thing rocking, yo. Keep it rocking even after the live. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is it about efficiency? I gotta think about this one. All right, so in being more productive and being more efficient, right? Do you end up creating a cycle where you end up just working more and more? It's a mindset, right? It's a state of being, it's a state of mind. If you're always feeling like you're losing all the time, that's what you're gonna do, right? You know, if you're always feeling like you're ahead, if you're always excited, sometimes when you're in a phone call, if you smile on the phone call, you come off so much better than when you're just frowning on the, like, you can feel that energy, right? Energy, right? It comes from you, right? Building a positive, a gratitude mindset, being appreciative for yourself and what you can do, and understanding the skills that you bring, right? And knowing that you yourself are more than just talent, right? You're more than just a a number, right? That comes from your abilities, that comes from your strengths, and we got to play to our strengths, and that's something that I want to make sure that you learn and you understand, that mindset is everything. All right. If you get everything in this workshop, the one thing I want you to take away, though, is how important it is for you to have a strong mindset and a strong clarity of that, the importance of your mindset. All right. That is it. Once you start at that point, once you can like trigger that, and once you can like turn that on, that's when you see growth, right? Productivity is just part of that. That mindset, right? That's where it's at, right? There'll be other lives where I'm gonna, dive deep into game development, Unity 3D, Blender 3D, enterprise applications, Elasticsearch, DynamoDB, serverless application. Or we'll dive into all those things. But your mindset needs to be, what I mean? It needs to be there too, right? It's not just about technology. It's not just about emerging tech. It's about also growth and value add, right? Value add to yourself and your organization. All right. So I'm so happy you're able to join on this call for this workshop. Once again, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment on Facebook. We have a group, Developers Leading in Tech, both in on the Facebook platform as well as LinkedIn. So if you're on either one of those, drop a dime. I'll definitely send you an invite, either myself or someone else on the team. And check out the Stack Bites podcast. We have some more episodes coming out really soon. Actually, yeah, you should never give out release dates, right? Because then that's when you have a problem. But we do. We have a lot of content. Our team has been working really hard to create a lot more content. We've been doing case studies, articles, a lot of these lives, planning for everything. So we've been doing a lot of content, and we're going to be releasing them over time. And also, I told you about DigiSpire Group. That's our company, and that's about me. And I want to know more about you. So let me know how any one of these three skill sets can affect you and how it has affected you. Let me know in the comments below which one of these are the most important to you and which one are you going to put into action first. All right? Leave them in the comment section. Leave them in the comment section. Edithson Abelard. I'm out. Till the next one.